Some days it just sneaks up on you. You're sitting in your favorite chair, maybe reading the paper or sipping your tea, and your mind just won't slow down. It's not that anything big is wrong, just a kind of restlessness. A little worry about tomorrow, a little leftover tension from yesterday. And you think, wouldn't it be nice if I could just breathe all that away? Well, what if I told you you can? And it's simpler than you think. I'm not talking about pills or fancy machines. I'm talking about something that's been around for centuries. Scent. Gentle, healing, natural smells that can shift the way your whole body feels. See, after 60, our homes become our sanctuaries. The quiet is nice, but it can sometimes stir up old thoughts, deep feelings. That's where aromatherapy comes in. Not in some trendy spa way, but in the real, everyday way. With just a few drops of the right essential oil, your bedroom can feel like peace. Your kitchen like joy. Your bathroom like comfort. In this video, I'll walk with you through 5 beautiful, proven scents that can help ease your mind and lift your spirit, right from the comfort of your home. These aren't just pleasant smells. They each have their own little magic when it comes to calming nerves, boosting mood, and even helping with sleep. So if you're ready for a little emotional comfort, a little peace without effort, you're in the right place. And if this sounds like something a friend could use too, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel Vibrant Elders, and share your thoughts in the comments. I read every one of them, and it always warms my heart. Now, let's begin with something soft, familiar, and soothing: lavender. Lavender has always felt like a memory to me. Maybe for you too. It's that soft, powdery scent you'd catch in a drawer full of linens, or in the garden just before dusk. It's gentle and familiar, like the embrace of someone you trust. But what makes lavender so special isn't just how nice it smells. It's what it does to your body and mind, especially after 60. There's real science behind this. Lavender has been studied for years, and the results are pretty remarkable. It's known to reduce cortisol, the hormone your body makes when you're stressed. And we both know stress doesn't always look dramatic. Sometimes, it's just lying in bed at 2 a.m., your mind circling the same old thoughts, or feeling tight in your chest for no good reason at all. That's where lavender steps in, not as a cure-all, but as a gentle hand on your shoulder saying, "It's okay, you can rest now." For me, it started with a little spray bottle. I mixed a few drops of lavender oil with water and misted it over my pillow every night. The first time I did it, I didn't expect much. But as I lay down, something shifted. My breathing slowed. My shoulders let go. And for the first time in a long while, I fell asleep without trying. No overthinking. No tossing. Just peace. Now, there are a few easy ways you can bring lavender into your own space. One of the simplest is using a diffuser, those little machines that puff out scented mist. You can put it on your nightstand or next to your recliner while reading in the evening. Just a few drops of lavender essential oil in the water, and your whole room starts to feel like a gentle breeze has passed through. Or, if you enjoy a warm bath, especially after a long day, add a few drops of lavender oil to the water. The steam carries the scent straight to your senses. Close your eyes, soak for a while, and let your thoughts float. That's the thing about lavender, it doesn't rush you. It waits with you gently. And the beauty of it? Lavender isn't some hard-to-find, expensive item. You can find it at most pharmacies, grocery stores, or online. Just be sure to choose a pure, therapeutic-grade oil, something without synthetic perfumes. That makes all the difference. At this stage of life, we deserve comfort that doesn't demand much of us. Lavender offers just that. No side effects, no complicated rituals. Just you, your breath, and a scent that helps the world feel a little softer. Now, if lavender is like a gentle hug, peppermint is like a splash of cool water on a hot day. Refreshing, clean, and completely reviving. I like to think of it as the scent that wakes up your brain, especially when things start feeling a little fuzzy. You know the feeling I'm talking about. You wake up, but your mind is still slow. Or it's mid-afternoon, and you're just staring at the TV without really seeing it. Maybe you've finished lunch and suddenly feel like you've hit a wall. That's when peppermint steps in, not as something loud or overwhelming, but as a nudge that says, "Hey, we're still here. Let's wake up." There's a bit of science behind this, too. Studies have shown that peppermint essential oil can improve alertness, memory, and even reduce headache pain. It works by stimulating the part of your brain that controls focus and energy. And if you've ever suffered from that mental fog that sometimes sneaks in with age, especially after a big meal or a restless night, peppermint can be a real lifesaver. Here's how I use it. I take a tissue, put 1 or 2 drops of peppermint oil on it, and just inhale gently. Not deep, like I'm trying to pull it into my lungs, just enough to let the scent dance up through my nose and into my head. It's almost like a breeze moves right through your mind. Everything feels a little clearer, a little brighter. Some folks also keep a small roller bottle, peppermint oil diluted with a carrier oil like coconut or almond, and rub a bit on the back of the neck or temples. But here's a gentle warning. Never get it too close to your eyes. Peppermint is strong, and it can sting if it travels too far. So always apply with care and wash your hands afterward. One of my favorite uses, especially after a big meal when I feel heavy and sluggish, is adding a drop to a bowl of warm water, dipping a cloth in it, and placing it behind my neck. That cooling sensation isn't just soothing, it helps with digestion, too. And the best part? Peppermint makes your home smell clean and fresh. It's not overpowering, but there's something about it that just makes everything feel tidier and more awake. Kind of like opening a window on a breezy morning. So when you feel your energy dipping or your thoughts moving a little slower than you'd like, try peppermint. It won't change the world, but it might just change your moment. And sometimes, that's all we really need. There's something about the smell of lemon that just makes you want to smile, isn't there? It's like opening the curtains on a sunny morning or stepping into a freshly cleaned kitchen. It feels light, bright, and alive. And when you're having one of those low, quiet days, the kind where your heart feels just a bit too heavy, that little burst of citrus can lift the weight, if only a little. I've always associated lemon with comfort. When I was younger, my mother used to polish the counters with lemon oil. Even now, decades later, that scent brings me right back to her humming softly while the sun poured in through the window. Isn't it amazing how our noses remember joy? But it's more than just a nostalgic scent. Lemon essential oil has been studied for its effect on mood, especially in older adults. Researchers have found that citrus oils, particularly lemon, can help boost serotonin levels. That's the feel-good chemical in the brain. It doesn't fix everything, of course, but it can gently shift the way you feel, like a breeze clearing out a stale room. I like to keep lemon oil handy on days when I feel a little off. If the weather's gray, or I just can't seem to shake a sense of sadness, I add a few drops to my diffuser. The room fills with a scent that's bright and energizing, but still soft enough to feel cozy. It's like putting sunshine in the air. Another simple trick? Mix a drop or 2 of lemon essential oil into a small bottle of unscented hand lotion. Every time you use it, you get that little uplift. And because it's on your hands, it lingers with you. When you write a letter, fold laundry, or pet your dog. You can even make your own all-purpose cleaning spray with lemon oil, water, and a splash of vinegar. Not only does it leave surfaces sparkling, but the scent makes cleaning feel less like a chore and more like a little mood lift. One thing I love about lemon is that it feels familiar. It doesn't feel like you're doing something new or trendy or strange. It just feels like coming home. That's important, especially when we're looking for peace, not disruption. Lemon brings clarity, not noise. So if you've been feeling a bit gray lately, not depressed, just dulled, consider adding a little lemon to your day. It's not a solution to everything, but it is a gentle reminder that joy can sneak back in, sometimes through the nose. Some scents speak to the body, but others, like frankincense, seem to speak directly to the soul. It's not flashy or floral. It doesn't shout for attention. Instead, it whispers. Deep, rich, and a little mysterious, frankincense smells like old wood, like a quiet church, like the stillness before dawn. It's the scent you turn to when you're not just stressed, but searching. This oil has a long history, going back thousands of years. In churches, temples, and sacred spaces across the world, frankincense has been burned as incense for centuries. And it's not just tradition. There's a reason for it. That warm, resinous aroma seems to slow everything down. It deepens your breath, eases your thoughts, and brings a sense of groundedness, something we all crave, especially in this chapter of life when the days feel longer and the silence can grow louder. There have even been studies on it. Frankincense is believed to affect the part of our brain that controls emotion and breathing. It helps calm anxiety, encourages deeper, slower breaths, and gently draws the mind inward. For me, It's a scent I turn to when I need to reconnect, not just with myself, but with something greater. I like to use it in the early mornings. I'll set my diffuser going before I sit down for prayer or quiet reflection. Just a few drops of frankincense in warm mist, and suddenly the room feels different, more sacred, more still. It's not about religion for everyone, of course, but it is about peace, about honoring the moment and giving yourself permission to simply be. Sometimes I add a drop to a bit of unscented balm and rub it gently on my chest, especially if I'm feeling a little anxious. The scent rises with each breath, slow and steady. It helps me center myself before facing the day or wind down after one. Frankincense isn't about energy or productivity. It's about presence. It's for those times when you want to get out of your head and into your heart, to feel something real again, when the world outside feels rushed or disconnected. And for many of us, that sense of stillness is hard to come by. We've spent our lives moving, working, caring for others. Frankincense gives something back to us, a sacred pause, a reminder that it's okay to slow down, to breathe, and to rest in your own spirit. So if you've been feeling a little lost, a little overwhelmed, or even just a bit too far from yourself, try frankincense. It won't fix everything, but it might just bring you back to center, and sometimes that's all we're really looking for. Of all the scents in the world, rose is the one that feels the most like love. Not the loud, passionate kind, but the quiet, enduring love that wraps around you when you need it most. There's something about that soft floral sweetness that touches the heart. It doesn't just smell pretty. It feels like someone is holding your hand, saying, "You're still beautiful. You're still worthy of care." For many women, rose brings memories. A perfume our mothers wore, a garden we tended with our spouses, maybe a bouquet from a moment we cherished. But even if you've never been drawn to flowers, I invite you to think of rose not as something decorative, but as something deeply healing. There's actual research behind that idea. Rose essential oil has been shown to ease feelings of sadness, especially in older adults. It can gently lift emotional heaviness, soften anxious thoughts, and even improve self-esteem. And goodness knows, at this stage in life, we sometimes need a reminder that we deserve softness and care, too. I like to use rose oil when I'm feeling tender, when I've had a tough phone call, or when a wave of old grief sneaks in. I'll put a drop in a bowl of warm water, soak a washcloth, and lay it over my face. The scent rises slowly, like a warm hug. It doesn't demand anything of me. It just lets me breathe. You can also add a drop to your favorite unscented moisturizer. As you rub it into your hands or your face, you're not just taking care of your skin, you're showing yourself kindness. That matters. Touch, scent, stillness, they all come together in that simple act. And rose is wonderful in a warm bath. Add a couple of drops to the water, maybe light a candle, and let yourself float. Don't think about to-do lists or worries. Just let yourself feel. Let the scent remind you that you're still here, still soft, still human. I know sometimes we feel a little invisible as we age. The world rushes past. But scents like rose have a way of pulling us back into ourselves. They remind us that tenderness isn't something we outgrow. It's something we carry and deserve, always. So if there's a part of you that needs comforting, or if you just want to feel something sweet and familiar, turn to rose. It's not just a scent, it's an invitation. To be gentle, to be kind, and most of all, to be loved, starting with yourself. Isn't it something? How just a simple scent can change how we feel. Not in a loud, dramatic way, but in that quiet, steady kind of way that makes the air feel softer, the heart feel lighter. Whether it's lavender helping you drift off to sleep, peppermint waking up your thoughts, lemon lifting a heavy mood, frankincense guiding you into stillness, or rose reminding you to love yourself. Each of these has something to offer. Not because they're trendy or new, but because they speak to something ancient and real inside us. You don't have to use all of them. Just start with one. Try a drop on your pillow tonight, or put a little scent in the room where you sit and sip your tea. Notice how it feels. Notice if something inside you shifts, even just a little. Because after all the years of giving, working, and caring for others, this is your time to receive, to breathe in peace, to fill your home and your heart with the kind of comfort that asks nothing from you except to be present. If this video brought you even a moment of calm, I'd be so grateful if you'd give it a like, subscribe to Vibrant Elders, and share a thought in the comments. I'd love to hear which scent speaks to you most. We may be apart, but in this little corner of the internet, we're together in spirit. Take care of yourself, friend. Be gentle. You deserve a life that feels good, one deep breath at a time. And remember, peace doesn't have to be far away. Sometimes, it's as close as the next breath.